I was impressed with that move you pulled. Bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's G, it's Double MD, the undefeated, undisputed YouTube champion. That's right, it's the Maverick, Mark Daniels, here with a fun little tier list here. This is every single WWE World Championship design. Someone made this tier list, not me, so if it's missing any, take it up with them, not me. I'll put a link to the tier list in the description below if you want to do your own. So just quick little bit of admin here. First off, A, it's been a while since I've done a tier list. B, Wrestlemania is next weekend. It's a 2-day event, both Saturday and Sunday. Usually for like Mania or like SummerSlam or maybe the Royal Rumble, I usually do like a big like wrestling like ranked list, like my top favorite tag teams or my favorite wrestler of all time, and those do exist on the channel if you want to check them out. I'll put a link into those if I remember in the description below as well. But this year, I don't really have the time to make like a ranked list and like do some research on, because for example, my top 25 favorite wrestlers of all time, I obviously wrote out my list and then I had to make my tier list myself, and then I looked, trying to think, okay, what's my favorite matches, when and where were these matches, and I just don't feel like doing all that, to be honest. I just don't have the time. So what I'm going to do, I think, is for the next week we'll do a tier list a day, wrestling related. I'll throw at least one AEW one in there as well to have a little variety. Maybe we'll try to schedule for Wednesday for Dynamite on Wednesday. But so we're just gonna do a bunch of random tier lists. I have no idea what I'm doing, like what tier list I'm doing. I'm just picking some, and I found this one, so this seems pretty easy and fun to do. Now, full disclosure, I started watching wrestling when about 98, 99, I was like 8 or 9 years old, somewhere in that ballpark, during the Attitude Era, right? Some of these older belt designs here, I don't know their appropriate names, so I apologize for that. I could just see their designs, so I'm just going to judge them solely on that. But obviously with nostalgia creeping my brain, some of these will probably be undeserving in your guys' opinion on where I place them. I'll try to back it up with as much as I can, but at the end of the day, it's just preference, right? You guys will have your preference, I'll have mine. There won't be a single person on earth that'll agree with my list completely. Never happens in a tier list, and that's perfectly fine. So let's go get started. So we're going to go in order here. And we have the Undisputed Title. Also, you can see the tier list here. We have the God tier, amazing, great, good, not so good, and garbage. You guys know my philosophy on tier lists by now, I'm sure. God tier, that's the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best, better than all the rest. You're not going to see too many here. There's how many belts are there here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 20. In the God tier, I'll try to put like 3 or less in, right? I try to keep it small. It drives me nuts when people put like half their tier list in the S plus tier, the Z tier, or whatever the hell it's called. Not here. And there'll be at least one in the garbage tier because we got to make our quota. So anyways, we have the Undisputed Title here. Kind of looking at this list here of where I'm going to put some of these championships, and I think I have to put it in amazing. It is a great design. I did think that the belt was maybe a little too thick, but just because like it's a big plate, I do like the design of it. And with another reason why I decided to do this, by the way, is because we're having a unification match, Night 2 WrestleMania main event. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, versus Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champion, and they are coining it as a unification match. So we may get a new title belt. That's one reason why I'm doing this, and which is appropriate because this is the Undisputed Title. And then obviously later they brought Big Gold out and gave it, I believe, to Triple H. Which sucks because he just retired, actually, old Triple H. Big fan of Triple H, am I? But anyways, Undisputed Title, amazing. I may move things up and down as things go as well. This isn't like permanent, but we'll keep going. We have the Spinner WWE Championship, and you know what? Missed opportunity. I should have brought out. I have a little plastic spinning WWE title belt that I bring out every now and then. It's kind of a joke, but unironically, I do like this title belt. Do I put it in gray? I'm going to put it in gray for now. It may move up. It won't move down. It may move up, though. We'll see how things go. So we have this design of the WWE title. It's not the exact one that we have today, but it's pretty similar. It's a little different. It's very, very similar, though. I think this is the one The Rock debuted after he beat CM Punk for the title at the Royal Rumble. I do like this design just fine, but I think I'm going to put it in good. I'm going to put this one in good. I like the other one slightly better, and that's the one that's actually next. I'm going to put it in the top of good for now. This one might move up to great. I just want to see where these belts lay before I start moving things around, though. If I move things up, I like to keep things kind of balanced. Next, we have Daniel Bryan's WWE Championship, the one that's made of like, was it like wood, and it had like little blue like rocks underneath the little underscore underneath the W there. I do like this title belt a lot, actually. I'm going to put it in amazing for sure. I think it looks great. Next, we have the Undisputed title. I mean, it's the same design as the WWE title, it's just a different color strap. I want to put it underneath the WWE title, just because, I didn't really like the red leather. The blue leather does look better, and that's actually not in this tier list, unfortunately, because I could probably put it higher than this red one. But at the end of the day, the colored strap, it's a little weird because the WWE title has no colored strap, but the Universal title strap matches the brand that it's on. I find that a bit odd. I wish the designs were maybe different. I understand the branding. They want to have that big logo right in front and center when they send these title belts to sport athletes, when they win the Super Bowl or when they win the Stanley Cup or whatever, right? The logo's right there. People see it. They want to go see what it is. It's the WWE. Check out Raw, SmackDown, WWE Network, Peacock, whatever the hell, right? That's what they want. I get it. But you don't think they can't find a creative way to make this title different, the Universal title, and still have the WWE logo on it? Just saying. I wish they would have a little bit more creativity there. We're going to keep that there. So next is the big gold. I have to put it in... This is a tough one. I like the big gold a lot. I'm going to put it in amazing, and I'm probably going to put it above the Undisputed title. In fact, I'm going to put Daniel Bryan's above the Undisputed as well. I do like the Undisputed title, but like I said, it's a little thick. A little thicker than I'd like to see it. Maybe if it's a little smaller, maybe I'd like it a little bit more. I don't know. Big Gold is iconic, obviously. A lot of great wrestlers have held this over the years. A lot of people want this, want them to bring this title back. If the alternative is you either get the Universal title or the Big Gold title belt to represent that championship, obviously I'm picking Big Gold, right? However, if the other option is, we can get a whole new different design, I would prefer that. I don't like them using the old WWE title designs for their belts these days, because a big problem with WWE for me personally is their reliance on nostalgia. They rely on it too much, to the point where we have Goldberg, beating up and coming young guys on major pay-per-views for titles. And I like Goldberg, don't have a problem with Goldberg, but it's hurting it's a short-term gain for a massive loss. Like when he beat The Fiend, for example, right? It pretty much ruined the rest. The Fiend's career was pretty much over at that point, and then he got released. This is a guy that could have been a major star for years to come, The Fiend or Bray Wyatt, and they completely squashed that to give Goldberg a title run. And the title run wasn't great. That's the thing. If it was a great title run, maybe I'd feel differently about it, but it wasn't. So it just doesn't make sense. I don't like the nostalgia thing. Every now and then it's great to bring a legend in. At this point, they've gone to that well too many times. The well is dry, in my opinion. Who else can they possibly bring in that'd be like, holy crap, I can't believe so-and-so? I mean, Steve Austin, but he's going to be at WrestleMania this year. He's not going to wrestle, I don't think. He's mentioned many times over the last 20 years he doesn't want to wrestle again. So, I mean, bringing him in for a talk show segment is cool, but it's not enough to, make me excited because we've already seen it so many times. There's really not many people from past eras that I'd like to see in a wrestling ring that we haven't already seen in a long time. So I just, we rely on nostalgia too much with WWE. I think we let the gold belt rest, but I do love the design of it. Next, we have the ECW title, which I do like a lot. This one, not the Big Silver. The Big Silver's on this list. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to put it in the great. I think it belongs right there. Maybe people would put this over the spinner belt. I like the spinner belt, like I said, unironically. Could be because it was a part of some big moments like the CM Punk, Summer of Punk run, the pipe bomb, him leaving and then coming back. But I really do like the design of this title. Maybe it stuck around maybe a little too long, and maybe we're kind of running into that with this belt as well these days. Because they've had this title design for quite a while. It was about, 2014? 2013 when they brought this belt out, and they brought this one out pretty close after. I want to say it was around 2014. I don't know. I'm not really great with years. I'm just guessing. But yeah, I would say that it might be time to do something different with these belts. Maybe that's why they're doing a unification. Bring out a new belt. Hopefully the design looks great. We'll see how things go there. Next is the big Silver ECW title. And I do need to put something in the garbage. But looking at some of these other older belt designs, and again, I don't have any attachments to them. I think we could probably put a couple down there. I want to put it not so good. I might go, and we might move it down. We'll see how things go. There's not many belts left to go through here, but big Silver ECW title. It just looked too chunky. It didn't look good. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Again, I prefer this design way more than this design. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I don't mind a silver belt, but maybe if it was gold, maybe gold and maybe the same colors as the ECW title, it could have looked better. Maybe it would have popped more, but it seems kind of bland, honestly, right? It's just kind of a bland title belt. I guess fitting to be the last championship of ECW before it dies, because it looks kind of like a tombstone, right? Because it's silver. I don't know. Next, we have the Smoking Skull WWE Championship. That goes in the God tier. I mean, come on. Iconic. It looks amazing. Probably the best, unique championship they've had in WWE, in my opinion. I mean, I love this title belt. When Stone Cold was walking around with this title belt, he already looked like a badass, right? He's Stone Cold Steve Austin, but my God, did he look like a bad son of a gun with that title belt. I loved it, and when they got rid of it, I was a very sad boy, and I guess that was kind of the point. But huge fan of this title belt. I'm not a replica belt collector. I mean, I have the spinning title belt. And it's falling apart. It's a plastic toy that I bought as a joke 10 years ago. I still have it though, and I bring it out for videos every now and then and spin it. It barely spins anymore, but I do spin it. But if I were to buy a championship belt, right, and put it on display, maybe in a glass case or something, Smoking Skull belt would be one of them for sure, if not the one. I like this title belt design a lot. Next, we have this North American looking championship. I don't know if it was called the North American title. I didn't do any research on this, if I'm being honest. Again, some of these old belts. I've seen this belt before. I think NWA right now has a title belt that looks very similar to this, and I don't like the design of it. It looks cheap, if I'm being honest. It's going in the garbage. I don't like it, and I can talk about it much more. Next, we have the Brahma Bull title. I don't think they've ever officially used this title belt. I know that this is a concept title belt they talked about using at the very least. I know it's in video games. I think it looks cool, but I'm gonna put it in good. I don't think we ever got to see it used in action. But it's no Smoking Skull title belt, that's for damn sure. Then we have this blue rink-a-dink. Don't know what it is, don't care. Don't know what it is, don't care. This looks almost like the NWA, just from this small picture, like the NWA television title. I do like it. We'll put it in good at the bottom. We have this big green mean title belt. I kind of like it. It looks weird. I've seen pictures of some of the champions wearing it. I don't know if it was Bruno, maybe Pedro Morales. I don't know. Some of those older champions. I remember seeing somebody holding this title belt in video packages and stuff. I'm going to put it here above the big Silver East just because we got to fill up some of the bottom tier. And I don't think it's quite on the level of these title belts. And maybe this one isn't either. But yeah, we'll go with that. Then we have this big silver title belt. Again, I'm not sure what this title belt is exactly. It looks better than the ECW title belt at the very least. I want to put it at the top of not so good for now. So next we have this WWE title belt. This one was used, I want to say in the 80s, right? In the 80s, maybe early 90s before the Winged Eagle. I do like this title belt just fine. Or maybe this is the WCW title. I can't tell. It looks... I really should have done a little research on this. I'm going to put it in good. I'll put it above the Brahma Bull title. Next, of course, we have the Winged Eagle. This is probably a lot of people's favorites. It's one of mine as well. It's gonna go in God tier. It's before my time a bit. Is the Winged Eagle? Winged Eagle. But obviously, so many great champions held this championship belt. I mean, a lot of great champions have held. I'm assuming these as well. I don't actually know, but I do love the design of it. It looks like a championship. I think a championship should look like this. Look like this, like this. I mean, maybe not like this, but like, I mean, like, not like, god dang it, like this. Maybe not so much like this. A giant logo, you know what I mean? But the Winged Eagle's going there. But the last championship here is the big global WWE or WWF at the time title. Right after the Winged Eagle, right before the I guess the Undisputed title. Yeah, because Jericho was holding this title when he won this and the world title by beating The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. I'm gonna put it above the Winged Eagle for me personally. Again, that's probably nostalgia for me, just because this is my childhood. This was before my time a little bit, but going back and watching, could appreciate that era. Love the design of the championship, regardless. But the Smoking Skull is my favorite, even though it was a short period of time for it. But when you look at it from an aesthetic position, it looks amazing. Plus what it represents and who held it. You know what I mean? Stone Cold Steve Austin, arguably the greatest wrestler. It's weird to say that because, you know, he's not necessarily known for his wrestling, at least in that era. I know he was a good wrestler before his injuries, but in that era where he was the top star in wrestling, you know, possibly the greatest of all time. You know, I would say he's at least on a Mount Rushmore. If you were to do it, not necessarily your personal favorites, but from an objective position, he would have to be on the Mount Rushmore for sure, at the very least. Because some would say Hogan was the best, some would say The Rock, Austin, Bruno Sammartino, if you're from a different era. Some people say, you know, John Cena. There's an era that loves John Cena in this title belt right here. Some people will say that, you know, Bret Hart, Ric Flair, woo, Shawn Michaels. You know, to each their own. But anyways, guys, that is my WWE World Championship design tier list. Let me know what you guys think of this list. Let me know what you guys think of some of these older belt designs. I have no idea. This looks like a fucking toy in this picture, like a blow-up, like inflatable toy. I didn't really comment on it. Again, I don't know much about these designs. I feel like I may have seen some of these in like video packages. Maybe some of these were in black and white even. I don't remember seeing a bright blue title belt, but I probably have at some point, being a fan all these years. But you know, a lot of the newer designs haven't really been hitting for me as much as some of these older designs. Although the Daniel Bryan, even though it has the logo on it, I just like the craftsmanship of it. The fitting of his character at the time was just so good. I really enjoyed this title design. It's a shame it didn't last as long as it should have, maybe. But I can understand when Kofi won the title, not wanting to wield around this wooden beauty of a championship and wants like the actual WWE Championship. But still, I enjoyed it nonetheless. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Next tier list tomorrow, I have no idea. It will be wrestling related of some sort, so keep an eye out. And until next time, I am the Maverick Daniels, bidding you farewell, peace, and one love. Bang!